Awesome. Welcome everybody to another video from Emerge Lanka Foundation. We come to you today with very exciting news, and if you've been on our social media platforms, you would have seen something new coming into the digital space, which we are very proud of. If you have not heard about Emerge Lanka Foundation before, we are a charity organization who has been in the country for over 10 years now. And our work supports survivors of childhood sexual abuse who have been in the institutional care system. Although we have exclusively worked with female survivors, we also advocate strongly in the work that we do for all genders. And how our programming works is that it's trauma sensitive and it's immersive, so that we cater to the girls that we work with. And you can learn a lot more about that up on our website, www.emergelanka.org, and also follow us on our socials if you're not already. And without further ado, I'll jump straight into why we're all here today. And that is to give you an introduction to Protect Every Child, which is our first online awareness campaign. And this campaign comes to you with a lot of care and a lot of thought behind it. We want to build awareness on childhood sexual abuse because we feel that no matter how much work is done on the ground, it is a community issue. It is a public health care issue, and we cannot solve it without the community understanding truly what it is. So why protect every child? Protect is, it tells us protection is important in all senses of the word, whether it be from emotional harm, physical harm, sexual harm, or any other senses of harm, right? And every is indicative of the inclusion. We want it to be known that when we say every, it doesn't matter where this person falls on the gender spectrum, on the socio-economic spectrums, on their backgrounds, their beliefs, how big or small they may be. It doesn't matter. Every child. And when we say child, we are talking about individuals who are under the age of 18 years old in Sri Lanka. So protect every child. And there's a lot of meaning behind this hashtag. I think a lot of thought went behind it. We wanted to be very clear about who we were supporting and what we were trying to do through this campaign. So I mentioned that this is our first online awareness campaign. And before I get into the topic, I have to introduce to you my country manager of Emerge Lanka Foundation, Hazel. Welcome, Hazel. And I have to say, this is it's a nice opportunity. We've been working remotely, so this is a fun way to connect as well. So Hazel, I would like to open the conversation by asking you to give us a little bit of insight into why did Emerge Lanka Foundation feel that creating awareness was important? Because we do a lot of work on the ground, but why is awareness important?
Yes, Kavya, let me start by saying it's so exciting to be here today, also together after having planned the campaign, and my appreciation and thanks out to you, Kavya, and behind our campaign, who's planning it so long. Absolutely, we have spent the last few months watching and looking at the numbers as they increase. We have seen more and more people come forward and report. We have seen a lot of numbers, especially in the last few months, especially in the last month. And as we discussed as a team, what is the answer to reducing and to preventing these numbers, these horrific acts of child abuse? And one of the things that consistently came up in our discussions was knowledge. People need to know, caregivers need to know, parents need to know. We as a community need to know, children need to know and understand. And out of these conversations, when we realized that knowledge is one of the strongest weapons that we can actually arm people with, we thought about the fact that our campaign has to create awareness and knowledge which goes hand in hand. Because sometimes it's so easy for us being in this field to kind of stand up and step up and say, well, everybody needs to step up. But if people don't know why they have to step up, and if they don't know how they should step up, how do people step up? How do people make a difference? So our campaign is focused on ensuring that knowledge is given at a community level. It is given at a level that all of us can understand. I mean, before I came into this field, I always had a heart for children. I always had a heart for the cause, but I wouldn't have known what to do, or I wouldn't have known how to report, how to support somebody. And it is aimed at people to support people to make a change, right? And it has just given me so much of joy. And I think for us as a team to see the amount of support that our campaign has received. And I'm going to just get into it a little bit later because there's so many people who have been a part of this campaign and who have supported the growth of this campaign. But I just want to reiterate the fact that this campaign is set in a trilingual way so that it can reach as many people as we can reach, and it can give information very simple way, very quick bits of information. And also it is a support to people who need help. And again, I just want to encourage people, reach out to us. If you see something, reach out to the authorities. We will be giving you more information on that right throughout our campaign on how to come forward, how to report, how to support. So I think awareness is key to our community making a change in this situation.
Yeah, for sure,
And-
Hazel. And like you said, sorry, Hazel. Like you said, it is a trilingual campaign, and the effort that goes behind it is massive. But it's so worth it. It's so worth it because, like you said, we need to reach as many people as possible. And I'd say one of the main banners of this campaign is giving the community the information that they are responsible. They have so much responsibility in ensuring that children are safe. And that is a fact, but also here's how you do it. Here's how you do report. Here's how you may notice that a child is in danger, and so on and so forth, you know?
Yes.
So yes,
And
when we
to just add a little bit to that, I think there are so many myths surrounding childhood sexual abuse, and there is so much of myths around how to protect the survivor, that those myths actually lead towards protecting the perpetrator. So, and stay tuned everyone, because we have a little bit of a series coming up on myth busting as well around childhood sexual abuse, and how we can change the beliefs that we sometimes think we are protecting the survivor, how we can change that to actually supporting a survivor. And I think one last thing that I would like to highlight before we kind of move on is that we sometimes get questions of why do we call our survivors, right? Like why, because a well-known term is a victim of sexual abuse. And I just want to explain that the reason we call them survivors is because a victim keeps them in a loop of being a victim. They are forever known as victims of sexual abuse. And it makes them powerless, and it makes them, and you know, sometimes we feel sorry for them. And in typical Sri Lankan, if I was supposed to say Sinhalese, I would say, ane pau. You know, pau eata mehema deyak unane ara lamaya pau. And this comes from a real place of compassion, and it comes from a place of love. But it is time that we moved on from the ane pau to seeing how we can empower these children, how we can ensure that they keep their self-confidence, that they grow up to be anything they want to be, and that they are not known as a victim forever. So we try and make sure that we avoid the word victim and we say survivor, because there is hope. There is hope after sexual abuse. There is room to grow, and there is room to be strong and empowered and just able to lead a life of joy. So I just want to kind of add that in also.
Definitely. Thank you, Hazel. And that is an important point, I'd say, because Emerge, I would say, is known for using the term survivor and being consistent in that way. And it comes from our connection with our girls who we have worked with, who we have been blessed to work with. And the 1,000+ girls we have worked with are all survivors in their rights. And they have been wronged by someone and they are stuck in a system that nobody deserves to be in. So prevention is key, and how do we get there is through this awareness component. So when we say that we want a community who is aware, we mean that they need to be informed, they need to have empathy, and they also need to have the course of action in their mind. They need to know how to protect the child actively and in a sensitized way, which is sometimes you get one or the other. So now we need to fix our systems, and that way we can be of service to children wherever they are. So anything that is big as this is, Hazel, takes a village to put together. And I think we do need to mention a few of the people who have been helping us, apart from the team who we will also mention. But yeah, take us through it, Hazel.
Yes. So my biggest thanks goes out to everybody who has so far been a part of this campaign. And we've had so many names who are a part of this campaign. I'm just who have right in the conception of this campaign. I want to start off by thanking the amazing and wonderful board of Emerge Lanka Foundation. They have been our strong place in getting this campaign going. Our wonderful advisory board members who have been so active in promoting our cause on socials and who have been there with us. And of course, a huge appreciation goes out to our brand ambassadors who have just walked an amazing journey with us since this came on board with us. Russell, Anna, we appreciate you so much for your connections, for supporting us, and for just being so passionate about our cause. Jehan Mubarak, who's also on our board, we just thank you for the amount of time you give us, for the awareness that you give us, and for how much you speak out. And of course, we have Chamari Atapatu, who we are so happy to have on board, and who's such a wonderful example of empowerment and strength for our girls. Indu Dharmasena, we are so wonderful to have you as well. Thank you for wanting to step up for us, for wanting to support our young ladies. You have been amazing to have you on board. And of course, we have Light FM, who has kind of partnered up with us for this wonderful cause as well, and who's so excited to be a part of it. Bhumi Harendran, who is also one of our wonderful brand ambassadors. The passion that you show when you talk about our cause. Again, Bhumi, thank you for being on board with us as well. And we have so many corporates who have joined in with us. We have so many of our partner organizations like Child Protection Force, Simply Unique, Sambal Foundation, and too many to name right now. But even though I haven't spoken about you by name, each and every one who have been with us on this journey, our gratitude and our appreciation from Team Emerge for this effort.
For sure, like I said earlier, it definitely takes a village to have something like this come together, and we are so grateful for people with those platforms, with those influential voices. The fact that you would come on board to speak about a cause like this, which it's not easy to talk about childhood sexual abuse, and we are very aware of it. We are very aware of how difficult it can be. Which is why we are even more grateful to the people who come on board and so fearlessly talk about the issues that we are also dealing with. So thank you to all of our brand ambassadors, our partners, and of course to every single follower we have on our social media as well. Thank you for the interaction you give us. And we really appreciate that you have us in your digital territory.
Yes, and one more thing to add on to that is we've got so many responses since we started the campaign, right? We had people reaching out wanting to volunteer, had people reaching out wanting to support Emerge cause, wanting to support our partners. We appreciate each one of these messages, each one of you stepping out and wanting to start a new journey with us and for our survivors and for the cause.
For sure. Thank you, Hazel, for mentioning that. Before we wrap up, Hazel, I want to ask you, through Protect Every Child, what are some of the things that people can engage with or expect? Because I wanted to mention before as well, our theme for this part of the campaign is hashtag learn together. Like I said before, we cannot do the big endeavor that we want to do, which is zero tolerance of childhood sexual abuse, without having the understanding of what it is. So this first whole month, you and I, we will be learning a lot together. And how do people do this, Hazel?
So like you said, Kavya, we want to move towards a community that has zero tolerance, that says no to every act of child abuse that's committed. As a part of this journey, I welcome everyone to follow our socials. Take just a few seconds of your time because they've done an amazing job in condensing in bite-sized information that's super short. Please take seconds to actually read through this content to understand what it says. And our team is available. I have to say, Team Emerge rarely sleeps, especially these few weeks. So feel free to shoot us a message, to give us a call on our numbers, to clarify anything that you want more information on. If you share different opinions, we also would love to hear from you, because sharing opinions and ideas that are always not the same is the best way to learn and grow. So feel free to kind of DM us, to be able to kind of reach out to us, speak to us, and also do your own research. If there's something that makes you very interested, some little thing that you read on Emerge Lanka Foundation socials, feel free to just research it on your own. We have some amazing partners who work with us, Child Protection Force, Simply Unique. Please feel free to reach out to these like-minded organizations. We have organizations like Escape, Women in Need, Leads. Please feel free to reach out to these organizations, to us, to learn more. And also, just a little teaser of something that's coming up on our website. We are trying to have a resource hub that is meant for caregivers. It is meant for parents for more information. It is a space for survivors to understand the challenges that they face. And it is being put together by our wonderful counselor at Emerge. And feel free to kind of browse through the pages, like find resources that will help you. And also make sure that you try and share it with somebody, because the more information that is shared, the more information that's spoken about, the problem or child sexual abuse will actually reduce in a way, because people are speaking about it and they are aware and they understand what it is. So I just encourage you to step into a journey of learning with us this month, so that it kind of evolves into protecting our child, because what you read today, what you hear today may save the life or future of a child tomorrow. So yeah, that just join us on this journey of learning.
Exactly. And I think, again, we like to reiterate the fact that every one of us in our communities has such a responsibility and a capability to affect change. And when we are equipped with that knowledge and our call to action, we know how to protect a child. And in order to do that, in order to get involved in our campaign, I would encourage you, please have a look at the videos and all of the content that we're putting out. It's a combination of both involvement, engagement from our active Emerge community and knowledge posts. I would really encourage you to take a pledge with us to always be alert, to speak up, and to protect every child always. You can do this in two ways. You can take a video of yourself and post the pledge anywhere on social media, and you can also post a picture of yourself holding a placard right up. So log onto our website, www.emergelanka.org, and you can learn so much about not just the Emerge journey, but also the journey we have as a country to reaching protection of children everywhere. Also, if anybody watching is already suspecting that there is child abuse around you or that you want to get your doubts clear, call 1929, which is the national helpline by the Child Protection Authority. And a Google search can give you so many resources. So we really encourage you to do so. And also stay tuned with our pages because we will be giving you a lot of resources that you can connect to and be informed. So Hazel, thank you so much for your time as well. This has been really nice. And thank you everyone. Protect every child in every community that you are a part of, and stay safe through the pandemic, be responsible. And thank you so much for your time.